second ever classic car gathering. Esther's gearbox started crunching a bit. Still hasn't hooked up the nitrous yet.
It's gonna happen.
Check out how tidy this thing is. Looking an MH decal. A Citroen 2CV. An old Nova SR. ST170 lump. Here's Mk2 Mitch's Mk2 Fiesta. Hamper in the front and its lump in the back. There's the spoolie boy down there. 80's making a move. And he literally wears ear defenders when he's driving it. And it's got a crossflow in the bay. Got a Larry Pinto in the bay. Making Astra turbo noises.
Later on, man.
Want to race?
I'll race you.
Zephyr, a Mustang V8, XR2, David's Mk2 Escort RS2000. You've been looking at insurance quotes.
9,800, I think it was.
Hello and welcome to this video. I'm Marcus Hayes and today you join me out and about in Esther, my ST170 powered Mk1 Escort. My beautiful girlfriend Kat is not with me today. She's actually in Italy. She's gone to a family wedding. But this morning I'm actually going to the second ever annual classic car gathering, which is organised by Youtuber Mk2 Mitch. Now last year's event was awesome considering it was his first ever meet, and I'm hoping that today is going to be even better. Now, this morning I went around the garage and gave this car a quick wash because the last time I took it out, as you would have seen in the last two videos, it was wet. But yeah, it's just started raining again. Sod's law. But it is what it is. We're not going to cry over a bit of rain. We're just going to make our way to the Orange Tree pub in Hitchin, which is where the meet's being held. And yeah, hopefully loads of people will come out today because it is actually a bank holiday, an extra bank holiday because of the King's coronation. Alright, well we made it. In fact, I've already been here for quite a while, chatting to some people. Now on the way down here, Esther's gearbox started crunching a bit, which is a bit ironic because it was at this event last year that the gearbox that was fitted then started crunching as well. I ended up swapping for the gearbox that's in Esther now, and while I was doing that job I found that the clutch was obliterated, which I changed, and then that got changed about 2 weeks after that when we were in Northern Ireland. So I'm not sure if the gearbox that I removed last year is actually worn because I found the issue with the clutch. But yeah, I'm hoping that maybe our clutch just needs a bleed, or maybe I'll be able to adjust the stop on the pedal. But yeah, it doesn't crunch every time, so it's not the end of the world, and I'm sure she'll get home. But yeah, it's fair to say that the classic car gathering has been a success again this year. The car park's pretty rammed. There's actually some classic cars that couldn't get into the car park, but there are some people that shouldn't be in here and they're leaving now, and all the classic cars are having to shuffle around. So yeah, once we get rid of all these modern cars and get all the classic cars parked up, I'll chuck the camera on the gimbal and show you what's here today. Alright, so some people are starting to leave, but still plenty of cool classic cars in this car park. Old 2-litre Gear X Granada over here, and an old Rover thing over here. Is it an 8 something? Not sure, hardly ever see them anymore. Check out the 100E, loving the blue and off-white colour scheme. Loving the white wall tyres as well. And in the engine bay, it's got a pre-crossflow, really cool. Loving the crinkle black on these parts. Awesome. Got my old banger parked over here, next to a very familiar Mk2 Fiesta. Belongs to AD Bright, who's over here with Coogan. Seen this loads of times on the channel with its ST170 setup. Love this thing. Still hasn't hooked up the nitrous yet.
It's gonna happen.
Check out this Mk1 Fiesta. Really cool to see classic Fords like this out and about that aren't necessarily mint, but still on the road. But a couple of cars down, check out this very familiar gold Mk2 Cortina. Seen this at Chelsea Cruise before. Check out how tidy this thing is with its 1600 crossflow in the bay. Yeah, 1600E. Jack's brought his 1600E today. Jack recently got this one back on the road after giving the engine and gearbox a refresh, and he's rocking an MH decal. Next to that, a Series 2 RS Turbo, still with its CVH turbo lump in the bay. Next to that, a Citroen 2CV or 2CV. Loving this red Capri with its Pinto lump running on the twin choke Weber. Next to that, a really cool Mk2 Fiesta sitting on pepper pots. ST170 Focus over here. Next to a really tidy E30 sitting on BBS rims. Next to that, an old Nova SR. Looks really cool in yellow. Another Mk2 Fiesta next to that. Of course, sitting on pepper pots. This is very similar to Mitch, the organiser of this meets one. Next to that, what I believe is a Astra Turbo. Looks really good on the white rims. Next to that, another Mk2 Fiesta, this time an XR2. Of course, sitting on pepper pots. Check out the mint original interior. XR2s look so cool from the back. Next to that, a very familiar beige Mk2 with its ST170 lump, running on bike carbs. Loving the HPE stainless exhaust manifold. Yeah, this thing's really cool. Loving the beige interior. And it's got a really cool OMP steering wheel. Got a few people bringing their cars around here from where they were at the front, including this 1600 Sport Mk2 Escort. Awesome. And another Mk2 Fiesta XR2. Loving the arch kit on this. Really cool colour-coded rims as well. And look at the mint original interior. And it's got one of the 4-spoke RS steering wheels. Here's Mk2 Mitch's Mk2 Fiesta, looking absolutely pristine as usual, sitting on its banded steel wheels. Yeah, this thing's really clean. So cool to see such a clean and original Mk2. Mitch does like to keep it clean. Next to that, what's called, I believe, a Bertone. Actually saw this here last year, and also saw it at an Italian event that me and my beautiful girlfriend Kat go to. Scalabrini, I think it's called. This thing has a hamper in the front and its lump in the back. Huge crowd of people around this Mark III Fiesta van sitting on Cosy rims. And check out the Z-Tech turbo lump in the bay. Really cool manifold. And there's the spoolie boy down there. 300 horsepower, yeah?
Yes, mate, yeah.
Plenty in an old Fiesta.
Oh, plenty. Absolutely.
Yeah, loving the Rover inlet on this thing as well. Really cool. And check out the high-spec brakes tucked behind the Cosy rims. Recaro seats in it, of course.
It's open.
And another one with a 4-spoke RS wheel. Oh, that's really cool. Even though it's a van, it's got seats in the back. Really cool, man. Just like a Golf. This XR2 has got the bonnet open. Oh, and it's got a silver top Z-Tech in it, running on side drafts. Just had this 200 SX show up with what I think is a Rocket Bunny kit, I might be wrong, with an RB20 lump in the bay. A really cool old Jap motor. Looks mean from the back as well. Rear bumper removed, but it's got a bumper bar instead. Hello. Pucker. 80's making a move. Thing sounds rude. Recently fitted a side exit exhaust on it. And he literally wears ear defenders when he's driving it. Barely got over the speed bump. This Mk1 Fiesta has just come around the back here after parking around the front earlier. Loving the rims that it's sitting on. Really cool interior. Loving the flocked dash. pair of Recaro buckets and Williams harnesses. And it's got a crossflow in the bay, running on a twin choke. Really cool Mark 1 Fez. Another late arrival. Check out this beige Mordor Mark 2. I think this is the other beige colour, not Cordoba, but it looks really cool sitting on the mini light rims. And it's got a Larry Pinto in the bay, running on side drafts. Really cool. Loving the Piper stainless exhaust manifold. Really nice looking rad on it as well. Off goes the Zephyr. Oh, look at the positive camber. And off goes the E30 Beamer. That's beautiful. 320i. Over here we got Brian's Mark II Fiesta, rocking at MH decal. Off goes the Mark 1 Fiesta. So cool to see a ratty Fez like that being used. Off goes the 200 SX. And check out the Mark IV Escort Cabriolet with its two-tone paint job. Very Max Power-esque, really clean Recaro interior and a cheeky spoiler on the back. Love that. Saw this old Escort van the other day down the Ace Caff. It's got two different sized pepper pots on it. Off goes the Granada. And over here, got a Mark VI Escort. And it's rocking an MH decal round the wrong way. It's got an OG Mark VIII sticker on the rear screen as well. Off goes the Baton. Off goes this Mark II Fiesta. Bit of a scrape over the speed bump. Oops. Off goes the 300 horsepower Z-Tech Turbo Mark III. See you later, mate. That's awesome. Looks so good on the Cosy rims. And off goes the Escort van. That van has no problems getting over the speed bump. Got another two Mark II Fiestas leaving the party. This one looks so similar to Mitch's.
Yeah, he's also good at this one.
Definitely prefer the look of the banded steels over the pepper pots, to be honest.
Nice one. See you later, mate.
So quiet. Off goes the Astra Turbo, making Astra Turbo noises. And off goes the Mark II Fiesta XR2. So many Mark II Fiestas here today. Off goes the Prefect 100E. And off goes the Mark IV Cabriolet. See ya! Off goes the mint gold Mark II Cortina. 1600E. That thing's so mint. Off goes Mark II Mitch, organiser of the event. Later on, man. Is he going to get over the speed bump? Oh, scrapey, scrapey. And off goes the Series 2 RS. Over the speed bump, no problem. Yeah, Mark II Mitch is actually going to the Summit Show and Run in August in Northern Ireland. That'd be really cool. And Brian's actually going as well. But off goes the Mark VI Escort with the HM stickers. Brian's got his engine bay open to reveal the monster 1.1 Valencia lump on its brand new single choke carburettor, and the classic Ford sticker adds at least 3 bhp. Yeah, the car park is emptying. Off goes the ST170 Focus. Can I buy your engine? I need some spares. ST170 on bike carbs sounds sweet. Alright, after a quick coffee in the pub, we're going to make a move. Still a couple of cool cars in the car park. Want to race?
Well, I'll race you.
Love Brian's Fiesta. Should I swap it for Heidi, David? Get this show on the road. Right, we've got David Coogan on board. Actually going to go and check out his new unit. Yeah, it's the first time you've been in this
Since the new cylinder.
since the new cylinder head. Yeah, you came in it with the old setup. Alright, so we've made it to David Coogan's unit. So as a little bonus, I'm going to show you what's going on in here, or what isn't going on in here. Over here we've got Danny Coogan's gold Mordor Mk2 Escort that we've seen loads of times on the channel. This thing never breaks down.
No, it does.
But yeah, at the moment it is broken down. Some sort of issue with the distributor or the spark side of things. And they did actually buy an AccuSpark electric ignition kit, which doesn't seem to be working, so that might have to go back. But yeah, real shame to see this thing in bits. This is
we felt sorry for you. We've seen you breaking down so much, we thought, well, we'll come out in sympathy.
But yeah, yeah, this thing's like old faithful, always running. But I'm sure it'll be back up and running very soon. Now over here, we've got a really cool Zephyr. This thing is an absolute tank, but it's not just your average Zephyr, because in the engine bay, it's got a Mustang V8, which did have an Edelbrook carb on it, but the owner of this, Jack, the Coogan's friend, has taken the carb off and he's been giving it a bit of a rebuild. He found that one of the floats in it wasn't adjusted correctly, so yeah, it was basically over fueling. But yeah, what a cool thing. He actually bought it with this engine already in it, and I'm pretty sure that they're Mustang rims it's sitting on as well. No doubt it'll have a Mustang rear axle on it and everything.
Jaguar a rear axle, I think.
Oh, Jaguar rear axle.
Yeah.
Yeah, they used to put Jag axles and everything, didn't they? And then we get on to a couple of David's cars. Only a couple of David's cars. Mk2 Fiesta XR2, looking a bit sorry for itself.
The engine was seized, so I've just put a new engine in it. It's had a little bit of welding done, so it should be back on the road soon, but got too many projects, so as hard as it is to admit, it might be a while.
Now on the roof, you can see a Mk2 Escort RS2000 nose cone, which has come off of David's Mk2 Escort RS2000. Of course, got its Pinto lump in the bay on a twin choke at the moment, although on the shelf there is a really nice set of side drafts that will be making their way onto this. Loving the alloy rad, and yeah, another one of your many projects.
Yep, ongoing.
But to be fair, how many 17-year-olds out there own a genuine RS2000? Got one of the brown fishnets fitted at the moment. This was a custom, or is a custom. Got the RS 3-spoke steering wheel, the custom badge on the dash and stuff. You've been looking at insurance quotes for a 17-year-old on a RS2000.
Not too nice.
Yeah.
9,800 I think it was. So
well, hopefully by the time you actually get this on the road, it might.
That's why I'm not rushing.
But yeah, what an awesome unit though, man. I dream of having something like this. I know you share it with Jack, of course. Loving the model car collection, by the way, Jack. Yeah, just for it. Oh, look at that. Pucker. Another one of David's toys. Of course, you actually started messing around with motorbikes before you got into cars, right?
I started with pedal bikes.
Oh, right.
Then I went on to a little bit of motorbikes, but didn't really trust myself with motorbikes.
Yeah, I'm the same. I always think like I'd love to experience, you know, having a motorbike and stuff, but yeah, I'm probably not sensible enough. And speaking of motorbikes, this is Danny's daily. This is what you ride around London looking for all the classic cars on, right?
Yeah, running around doing all David's work for him.
What a racket. Over here, we've got one of David's many bicycles. Old Mongoose BMX. Loving the, what do you call these rims?
Mags.
Right, tell me about this engine.
It was just a spare 1600 Crossflow, but now it looks like it's going to have to go in my Mk2 Cortina 1600E, which I'll bring down here and might get you come down, do another video when I got a few more of my cars back down here.
Yeah.
So I'm rebuilding that, just making it so it's all no leaks, running nice, and then that'll be going in the Cortina.
Now, it's really handy having a proper engine stand like that, man. Oh, I like the chrome rocker cover.
Yeah, South African style.
What else can we find in this Aladdin's cave? Here's the other brown fishnet Recaro from the RS, of course. Oh, I see a 6-dial dash on this shelf for a Mk1 Escort. That's an early Mexico one you were saying, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. Got the rev counter with a red, but it's 110 speedo. Yeah, worth a fortune nowadays. Some random Mountney steering wheel. 2 alloy Burton rocker covers. Oh, and some Hot Wheels over here. I think I'll put that Mk2 in my pocket.
There's more hanging on that cupboard over there.
Oh, loving the Ford sign over there. I got an RS one as well. Well, that was a nice little bonus to stick on the end of the video today. It's fair to say that young David Coogan's got plenty to be cracking on with, and that's just a couple of the cars that are in his vast collection. Him and his dad Danny are always buying and selling bits. But yeah, now that he's actually old enough to think about getting a driving licence, it's probably time that he actually started trying to get at least one of those cars on the road. Although, in terms of insuring a classic car at age 17, yeah, that's probably going to be quite expensive. Now, I need to get this old banger back to her garage and jump in my girlfriend's plastic Ford Fiesta and make my way home. But I want to send a massive, massive thanks out to Mk2 Mitch, and of course his Mrs. Lauren and his dad Keith for organising today's meet. It was an awesome day. I definitely reckon he's going to have to find a bigger venue for next year's. But yeah, it was so cool checking out all the cars on display today, and so many people coming over and saying hello, so massive shout out to everyone that I did speak to. But yeah, we are now just a few days away from the Classic Ford show. Right now I've got a ton of editing to do with videos that you would have seen before this one. Esther does seem to have some sort of issue with her gearbox or clutch. The gears, well, it's only 5th gear actually, crunches every now and again. So yeah, although I'm going to be locking myself away and doing a load of editing for the next few days, I definitely need to maybe investigate what's going on with her clutch and gearbox before the Classic Ford show. But yeah, for now I'm going to end this video here. If you did think it was any good, please do give it a thumbs up and a share. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Click subscribe if you're new to keep up to date with all my future uploads. Check out my website for merch and parts. Feel free to follow me on Facebook, Instagram and TikTok. All the links for all of that will be in the description as usual, along with my email address for anyone who wants to contact me. But other than that, until next time, thanks for watching.